Hey y'all, welcome to For the Fans, where today we're going to break down the premiere episode of the challenge, Spies, Lies, and Allies. From the hookups to the fights to the elimination, we have everything you need to know. So let's get activated. And as you can see, we've got a little bit of a new crew here. Obviously, y'all's been seeing Frank and our videos counting down to Big Brother. And then we also have our newest member, Michael. Michael, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing today?
I'm
Good.
doing well. How about you?
Excited to be here. Thanks for including me. I'm looking forward to this season and speaking all the dirt with you guys.
Yes, always. So let's get into this and let's talk about this premiere episode. What are y'all's initial thoughts?
I loved it. I think the rookies look strong. They don't really look organized, but the vets that are coming back, I'm a fan of most of them. There are a couple that I don't like, but I think that this season's going to be interesting and very entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. I think top 3 houses in challenge history. I thought the house was really, really cool. Loving the new faces. Sick and tired of some of the old faces, but I think they did a good mix of the people that are going to bring the drama and the gameplay. So I'm excited to see how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, like there for a while, we kind of went through this spell where they were bringing back some old people. Like, we got Brad back and we got Derek for a season. I know All Stars is probably going to throw a little bit of a kink into that, but like I feel like this is almost just a continuation from the past few seasons with the vets, and that's very evident in that we immediately hop into the drama with Fessy and Nelson from last season, and it really did seem like, oh hey, we just saw this. And so from that aspect, I would like to see a little bit of a more diversity from the vets. But yeah, this is a huge freaking cast, like 34 people. Holy shit.
Yeah, Emmy, I think, is going to be a big personality. I think we're going to forget about Fessy and Josh and them with the personalities like Emmy that are coming into the picture, I feel.
I mean, I love a villain. And so, like, I'm here for Emmy. She had a, by far, like, breakout episode. The biggest face from episode 1, by far.
Yeah, and she's definitely got a comedic twist to it. So it's funny but villainous at the same time, which is definitely going to be interesting to watch. And coming from Survivor, you got to expect that she's going to bring her A game.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be exciting. I'm excited to really get to know some of these people. Some of them definitely blended together in this first episode where I'm like, okay, I cannot even keep straight half of these people, but definitely the females, like I feel like they are super strong competitors, big personalities, and they just completely stole the show. So all right, let's start at the beginning. So we are keeping with the theme from the last few seasons of them being agents. TJ's their handler. What are y'all thoughts there?
I want TJ to just be TJ again. I think we're getting a little too gimmicky. I'm not personally a fan. I want him to come back out in his jorts and t-shirt.
Yeah. You go, Michael.
He's a staple, so he could do no wrong in my eyes. I think he calls them out on their bullshit, which is definitely what I want to see from him. But I do think the graphics of him being on screen was a little weird. Why are we not seeing you more in person? I don't know. It's still a to be decided for me on where I see the angle that they're going with TJ.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if some of this is COVID times of they're trying to keep him as separate from the cast as possible. Of hey, you're gonna see me at the challenges, but we definitely have this distance between us because obviously TJ's not quarantined, and there's that risk that he's out partying in Croatia or wherever they are. And, maybe he picks something up and brings it back to him. I don't exactly know why they've decided to go with this as him being hands off, but I'm kind of over the theme of it and ready for them to pivot into a new direction. So let's talk about this initial challenge that they have where the Americans are locked up and the foreigners have to free them.
I think there was a lot of interesting picks. I thought it was one thing that stood out to me is the girls were like, "Where's Corey? Is Corey there? Where's Corey? I gotta find Corey." So it surprised me that they weren't going to people like CT and Fessy first. They're looking for Corey. And another weird pick for me, I thought Kyle's choice in Amanda was just strange, but
so
we'll see.
Odd. So, I mean, I feel like that's got to be some type of preseason alliance type thing. We know that Kyle and Devin are tight and Devin and Amanda are tight. So I feel like that definitely has to be, oh, hey, Amanda, you're going to be on this season? Well, I'm picking you because, you know, that's a locked in person on our side.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too, because like the amount of rookies that were there, you would think that you'd want to branch out and kind of cover both bases with Kyle. Like he would have the vets in his pocket, but by partnering with a newbie, he might have more of that in with the rookies. So I definitely thought that was an interesting choice for him as well. I was also really surprised how many people didn't pay attention to the letters and the numbers on the cinder block. Like 101,
No.
they're there for a reason.
No, you know, they're there for the aesthetics. Like, why would that be important? I mean, and it's not like this was a solid brick wall. Like they could see the safe through the holes in the cinder blocks. Like, what do you think you're going to need to open a safe? Probably some numbers.
Yeah. I think it was Nelson that it was a pile of rubble. It was complete. All of it was just smashed to pieces. And then when he's trying to put that code in, he was losing his mind. That was probably my favorite part of the challenge, is just watching him melt down like, no, when the 5-minute timer locked him out.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. He's not the smartest tool in the shed, never was. So I'm not really surprised by that.
Not at all. So, I mean, Nelson has really grown on me. And I appreciate this confessional that he has at the beginning of the episode where he's like, I'm locked up. And I see them running with a hammer and a key. They're gonna unlock us. Like, he has cracked the code, guys. This was a big mystery as to what was gonna happen. And Nelly T, he figured it out.
Yeah, that stood out. I actually had that part wrote down because that was hilarious. Like, he solved it.
And I mean, like, he is like light bulb moment. This is what's gonna happen. Wow.
There had to be some editing tricks in there, because there's no way that CT got picked that late into that challenge. There's no way. I think they edited it to look like that, but he had to be one of the top guys to be picked right away.
Was he like hiding?
Yeah. So I mean, I think that he might have been kind of trying to hide, but then like, who'd you pop out at? Because you popped out at a rookie you don't know. And so that's kind of interesting. But then we saw how it worked out for him last season. So
he might have been hiding from Big T. She might have been coming around the corner. He's like, nope.
Nope, not going down that path again. Yeah, so that was interesting. We get this Huey. Let's talk about him for a minute. So he's one of the rookies that stood out to me. And Huey comes up to our girl, Ashley. And you know, Ashley, she's not going to mince words. So Huey is like, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. Where are you from? What's your sign? Like, let's get to know each other. Let's have a powwow. And Ashley's like, who the fuck are you? We are not trying to talk here. We are trying to win.
Yeah, and I loved how she was a little burnt because people weren't picking her. They were just passing her up, and she's like, I'm a champion. What are you guys thinking? And it's like, you're also a lot to deal with.
You stole $500,000 from your partner, and I'm going to pass you up.
I was just going to say that in the preview episode, she described herself as loyal as fuck. Hunter would probably disagree, right? So
big time.
Yeah, and so, but I mean, Ashley, once again, she's got this confessional, and she's like, what do you mean, where am I from? I'm from your nightmares. And I'm just like, she's gold. Like, I need her on as long as possible because everything about her just works for me.
Yeah.
Like, she's a damn good competitor. She's so funny. She's such a mess.
What do you think of her and Nelly, though?
She's a total package. So, I mean, this is interesting.
Very.
They apparently like live like right down the road from each other.
Yeah, in old Austin, Texas. I did not realize that Ashley was a fellow Texan. So, welcome to the Lone Star State, Ashley. We're glad to have you here.
Yeah, it's an interesting pair. I mean, the sex is probably really good. I'll say that, just to be a fly on the wall. But I think it's a recipe for disaster, and I think we're gonna see some fireworks and some real good shenanigans coming out of those two for sure.
Yeah, so I thought I forgot that we had transitioned to talking about Nelson and Ashley. And so I thought you were saying the sex would be good between Ashley and Huey. I was like, okay.
No,
this is
I think it's clear that Huey plays for my team at this point. I will recommend that he gets Kyle's hair plug doctors because I don't know what's going on there. He definitely got his butt done. Did you see him running up that hill? That was not a natural butt for sure. But I loved Huey actually was on Big Brother UK, which I loved his season. He had like a really good gay romance on there, which was really fun to watch. I know he's a character, so I'm excited to see him stick around and see what comes out of him. He definitely doesn't hold back, which is going to be good for him. Yeah.
That's great. I love that. I don't know any of these new faces except for Kells. I think he's the only one that I was familiar with. So I'm glad that you know a little bit about Huey and know what he's going to bring to the table, because I definitely enjoyed his and Ashley's interactions, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen with him.
For sure.
So we get this comment from Gabbo. Anyways, he's looking for a pretty face. So my question to y'all is, if you're out there and you're running down the hill, who are you looking for and why?
If I'm looking for a pretty face, I'm going with Kyle. But I'm looking for CT, and that's where I'm like.
Frank, you're a boy. You can't be with CT. You got to pick a girl.
Cool. If I had to pick a girl, Tori, 100%.
About a pretty face. Like, what are you looking for? Are you going looking for Casey, or are you looking for a hot girl?
No, I'm looking for Casey. Tori would be a good option as well, but Tori seems to get herself into the drama a little too much, whereas Casey kind of stays back from it. So I'm definitely looking for more of a Casey than a Tori. Yeah.
Yeah, because
if I work with Casey, that means I probably have to work with Fessy. So
we know I wouldn't mind that. So
yeah. So like, I mean, if I'm running down the hill, I mean, obviously CT's got to be at the top of the list because his record speaks for himself. Like, you know, he's going to always be a top-notch competitor, but like, I'm probably running towards Kyle. Like, Kyle always goes far and he's entertaining. He manages to get himself out of sticky situations. So like, that's who I'm looking for.
Fair.
I think you should go for Devin.
What about Josh?
If I have to choose between Kyle and Devin, I'm definitely going with Kyle. Like, Kyle is much better of a competitor than Devin, and he's got a lot of the same entertainment value.
True. Why not Corey? Corey seems to go very far and actually get to the final.
Yeah, and Corey's a solid choice. Like, he's a top 5 choice. Mm-hmm. Fessy to me is not even a top 10 choice. Like, yeah. Which these people did not get to see his last season. So we will reserve a little bit of judgment for that because they didn't get to see like him bitch out on Casey in the final. But I'm still not choosing Fessy. Like, no.
Yeah, well, I mean, people did watch Big Brother, and so that should just be enough of an inkling not to pick Fessy.
Like, he has no strategic mind at all. 0.
Right.
So
yeah. You know what would be an interesting pair? I think Fessy and Big T would be an interesting pair because I think Big T would bring that strategic mind to him and play that social politic game for him. And he could really like hold his own and help her out through the challenges. So I would like to see them link up at some point.
I would
so frustrated with her though.
Yeah, I would get tired of hearing him whine about having her as a partner and wanting to be with Casey and strong.
Yeah. Yeah. So my dream pair that I wish I could have seen link up probably would have been like Ashley and Kyle. Like that they're both like they're the same person. And so them together would be so tumultuous. Like they would have sex with each other, they would have sex with other people, they would win competitions, they would fight. Like I needed them to be partners.
Yeah. I don't know. If I'm coming in as a vet, I'm not going for another vet, especially if the vets are outnumbered and they're going to kind of work together. I mean, at this point of the episode, they have not discussed that, right? So it's not really known. But I mean, if you're outnumbered, you're going to want to stick together. So I would try to branch out to one of the new people and make sure that I'm covered on the other side of the house. If the rookies got it together and were able to take over the majority, at least maybe I'm covered a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that thinking. We probably got more personality from Tommy Sheehan in his one episode and his one confessional in the challenge than we did his entire winning season of Survivor. And he gets this great confessional where he's talking about Big T comes around the corner and she looks like she's on Baywatch. Like she's got the slow motion run going, but she's not running in slow motion. Like there's no slow-mo. This is how fast she moves. Poor Big T.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the two of them together, I think they're a big social threat team because he's really likable. She's really likable. I just don't know how well he's going to be able to do in a house. And with this environment, it's just so different than Survivor.
Yeah. I feel like he was cast to like be in the, I don't even know how old he is, but he gives me like old vibes, like uncle vibes. And I feel like they cast him to like have CT to have a little buddy or something, you know, and be on the same age bracket. But he did grow on me as the episode went. I was not a big fan of him in Survivor, but as the episode progressed, he kind of won me over a little bit. And I'm still waiting to see more from him before I really make an opinion on him.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting casting choice just because we do know that Tommy is a teacher. And, you know, I'm not saying that teachers can't be cool. But, I mean, typically, if you're a teacher and you ever plan on going back into a public school setting, like the challenge is just probably not the, you know, I feel like that's probably a pretty hard transition to go from the challenge to a teacher and, you know, knowing the shenanigans that happens in a challenge house. And so it's an interesting casting choice for me. I don't necessarily hate it. I'm just reserved. We'll see what happens.
I think MTV they couldn't get Wes. They weren't in the cast, so they just plugged him right in there.
They couldn't get.
And my favorite part. Oh, I'm sorry. I said they probably just put him in there because he's a ginger, and they couldn't get Wes.
Like, oh, he's close enough to pass off. We'll take him. So
have you seen their stuff where they're? What? Sorry if I'm freezing up. I said, have you seen where Wes and him are going at each other online?
No, I've missed this.
It's actually entertaining.
I want to see that.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. I didn't know about this.
I do love that Survivor's getting more representation because I think there is a shit ton of potentials for a future season. So I love that they're not only sticking to Big Brother, but now they're pulling in more because I think we just had Jay right previously. Yeah. So I'm loving that. Yeah.
So what do we think about these new faces from American Survivor? Obviously, Emmy does come from Survivor Romania, but I'm not familiar with her, so I can't really speak on her Survivor game. But let's talk about the 3 U.S. Survivor contestants that have now swapped over for this season. So what do y'all think about the choices of, we've talked about Tommy, but what about Michelle and Michaela?
I think they were good choices. I'm really upset Michaela didn't learn her lesson from drawing in the sand.
We're going to get there. Let's hold that thought because this is definitely going to come full circle. Michaela is probably like one of my top 3 choices that I would want to see transition from Survivor to the challenge. Like, I was so excited for her to get this opportunity. She completely crushed the challenges on Survivor. She does have a strategic mind. She's very personable. Like, she is made for the challenge. Kind of like Natalie. So I guess actually this is we've now had 5 Survivor people. I forgot about Natalie's brief stint. But, like, I really wanted to see Natalie too, but I also really, really was excited for Michaela's opportunity. I think this is a good fit for her. And I think she made enough of an impact that we'll probably get to see her again.
Yeah, I think so too. Classic case of playing too hard, too fast. But I think from a personality and from a competitor standpoint, really, really solid choice. Michelle has always been one of my favorite survivors. She actually lives in the town that my parents are from. So I've seen her around town. I think she meshes well because now you got to remember that like the nannies and they're getting older, right? Mm-hmm. So you need someone that's going to be in that lower 30 range that is going to come in and vibe and gel well. And I think she has what it takes to do that.
Yeah, I think Michelle's an interesting choice too, because I do love seeing a Survivor winner making the transition to another show and, seeing her work and what she's going to do, because she is underestimated a little bit as a Survivor player. So I'm excited for her to have the opportunity and see what happens.
Yeah, and we can't take away from her that she made it to the end twice. So
never been voted out of Survivor. Yeah. So. Another face that we get that we haven't had in a few seasons is Amanda, and Amanda's mom now. So how do y'all think that's going to play differently for Amanda? Are we going to see a different side of her?
I think as a mom, she has to have a little bit thicker skin, so she might be able to deal with the craziness a little better than she has in the past and having her meltdowns.
Is she going to bring the same level of craziness?
Oh, yeah.
You
can't hide that level of crazy. You just can't.
It is not tempered down by a baby.
I wrote meh for Amanda. I'm not like happy to see her back. I'm not disappointed to see her back. I do think hooking up the first episode is kind of interesting for a new mom, but hey, live your life, girl.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought that she had an interesting first episode. Kyle immediately reverts into the role of calling her the devil. I think she kind of embraces that and she lives for it. And so I'm excited to see Amanda because, once again, I'm here for the drama. I like the entertainment, and that's what Amanda brings you. Like, is she going to be this badass competitor that's going to win every challenge? Absolutely not. Is she going to, just go out with a bang? Absolutely.
She was doing pretty good in that challenge. She was the one carrying the safe.
Yeah. So Amanda is partnered with who again? Let me think.
Isn't it
Kyle and Amanda. And yeah, so Kyle's gonna just leave her to carry the safe.
It's like, I got these change. You carried a baby for 9 months. You can carry the damn safe. I think her jumping right into the Fessy and Nelson drama, like Nelson's her brother and hooking up with Fessy, proves that she has not changed her ways at all.
Right. So it'll be interesting to see her arc of the season, see what happens with her. So we get our nice little reintroductions to everybody, and as this challenge is wrapping up, we see Logan and Anissa cross the finish line first. So are y'all surprised with
that? She doesn't. Nothing Anissa does surprises me anymore. It's like her 16, 15, 17
somewhere.
I don't know. She's been on so many.
Yeah. I mean, Anissa's always going to do well in daily challenges. Like, if you could just make that a challenge, like the final, Anissa would be a multi-time champion. But it's that endurance that's going to get her. And, not hating on you, girl, because I am younger than you and I could not be out there doing what you're doing. So I'm not even trying to throw shade, but time is not on her side. Like, she's not going to have this transformation of getting super fit and being able to run a challenge. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah. But credit needs to be given because 2 seasons in a row, she won the kickoff challenge last year with Fessy and now with Logan. So she's the common denominator. You can't take that away from her. You know, I'm happy to see her do well. I don't think she'll ever win, like you said, but you know, she got to get that paycheck. I'm sure she's not doing much with the rest of her life at this point, right?
Right.
Technology's also not going on. So
like show up, have the experience, get your appearance fee, and live your best life. Like do you, boo. I'm here for it.
I think she's teamed up with, I think Logan's going to be a good teammate for her. He seems like he's going to motivate her and not make her feel like a piece of shit like Fessy did last season.
Yeah.
So I think she's going to actually perform a lot better than she did in the past.
Yeah, and you know, and he does talk about that. Like, I'm going to motivate her in a positive way. Like, I'm not going to be yelling at her and like, you know, oh, you're so slow and you suck. Like, I'm going to motivate her in a good way. And I do think that's what Anissa needs. Now, she's probably going to test the shit out of Logan's patience. So, let's just put that out there.
I love that interaction that they had there where he said, you know, like, you could feed me like the little bird, which is nice. I think he realizes what he has in front of him. He has a veteran who knows a lot of people and knows the game. So that combined with his strength, I think they might do well, or he might do well. At least.
Yeah. So
he called her a grandma too. Did you guys catch that?
Yeah.
It's like, oh damn.
I think I had that somewhere down here. So, but let's talk about Logan for a minute. What was his original show? Do y'all know?
Survivor, wasn't it?
I can't remember if he's Survivor or not. But wherever he came from, he's beautiful. Never bad to have a nice looking guy there. So
with an accent.
Yeah.
Had me at hello. So
yeah. So I'm here for Logan. Hey Logan.
Call me.
Yeah, call us. We love you. I'm married, but it's okay. No, I'm kidding. And we get Ashley and Huey. They are not meshing, and they are really struggling to get this safe unlocked. And they're obviously not going to get it, and they're going to finish last. So, did y'all think that they were done? That this was going to be a purge?
No. But I loved how he just kept saying, "I'm not going home first. I'm not going home first." I'm like, I hope you do.
Like kicking and screaming, I'm not leaving.
I was low-key hoping when he was acting like that they were going to send him home. But
I would have, I mean, like, it would have, I think that he's going to be an interesting character, but I also really, really much do not want to lose Ashley in the first episode. Like, we lost her early last season. She did get to come back, but we just didn't get enough of her, and I need her here for a long time.
Yeah. Just for clarification, Logan's show was Survivor Spain. So yes, he's Survivor. Yeah.
He's another Survivor one. Like, thank you, Survivor Spain. We're here for it.
Sign me up.
We do also learn they are playing for $1 million. Like, you know, it's been several seasons now where that is what the jackpot has been set at. So I think they've kind of set the precedent of that's what it's going to be. TBD what happens at the end, if there's one winner or two winners or still the money or whatever.
I enjoyed how they did it in the different currencies across the screen.
Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty cool touch.
Yeah, that was cool. I was like, I don't know what any of those are, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We also find out Kyle also has a baby on the way. So we're going to see another side of Kyle, you know, him and his girlfriend. Like, he is with the girl that is having his baby. So
I had to squint a little. It looked like Melissa. I was like, wait, did Kyle and Melissa get together over the break? She kind of looks and resembles her a little bit.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, I've creeped the Instagram and she's hot. But Kyle's hot too. So
agree to disagree on that.
What? Okay. Friendship over. All right. So just in another little play of what's been happening on the last few seasons, Anissa and Logan are going to form the agency. And the house is going to send someone in. The agency is going to have to send someone in to go against them. But I did like this little bit of a twist that they get to see the house deliberation. So what y'all think about that?
I was a fan. I like how it was open. They had 20 minutes to talk it out. I thought it was weird that depending on where you were sitting, you could see how other people were voting. I would have preferred if they were all like around something.
Spread out.
Right, like a thing covering it or something. I thought that
like a conference table.
Right. But I do think it makes it interesting. I love what happened in that room. It got real spicy real quick. And that, the newbies are coming to play. At the beginning, you said something about meshing in together. I think that's the approach I would have for the beginning is kind of blend in and don't come out the gate hot and put that target on my back. So a lot of them were just kind of stepping back and letting the fireworks happen. And that's good gameplay. You don't want to jump right in there and make a mess so quickly.
Yeah.
So the list, can we talk about the list?
We're skipping over quite a bit.
Okay.
Let's get to the list in a minute. Like we skipped the whole birthday party. We skipped all the hookups.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna put a pause on the list. But little background information. We get to know a little bit about Michaela's partner, Renan. And Renan is a sex counselor at 22 years old.
Right. What do you know, bud?
I'm confused. Like, who are you counseling about sex at 22 years old? Like, have you graduated college?
Have you had sex yet?
Do you still live at home? Because I need to know these answers before you're counseling me. I'm so confused.
Just because your date's over and you coached him on your mom's couch in the basement doesn't make you a sex therapist.
So I'd like to see the credentials. If you could please post your license online because I'm questioning it. So sorry. But in this conversation, we get that Michaela wants to come for the vets. She says it straight up, like the rookies, they never stick together. And we've got some strong ass rookies. Like we should definitely do this and we should come after the vets. And obviously this is going to have a real quick payoff here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What else? I do. Yep. A little more about some of our crazy new people. Gabbo just admits that he does have popcorn muscles. Like,
yeah. What is he thinking? Like, even if you know you do, don't say you do on television.
Yeah. So don't let the looks deceive you. And, Gabbo's like, okay, look, I'm going to pick Nani. Like, her reputation precedes her. Like, she's hot. I'm going to hook up with her. Well, plot twist because now Nani's a lesbian. So.
Right.
You picked the wrong one.
What do we think about that?
Oh, well.
I saw it coming.
This has been for many seasons.
Yeah. There was a lot of drama. There was a lot of drama with Casey's ex-girlfriend leading up to it.
Yeah.
I saw it coming from a while away. I just hope it's genuine because I do like them and I do hope that they have love and it's not just a game thing. And I don't think it is.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. And I mean, I do like that this has kind of been building. Like, you've seen their friendship, you've seen the flirtation and how it's kind of developed. Like these seasons do just kind of run together, and you've gotten to kind of see the development of this relationship from being friends to an obvious attraction, but hey, I'm in a relationship to, I mean, I thought that this was going to play out as the season went on, but no.
Right off.
No, we're going to get this night 1, 3 hookups.
Yeah.
So.
And also it gives Casey a little bit of a storyline because she tends to be a little boring or fall behind the scenes as far as.
A lot boring.
Right. But she's a great competitor. So if someone who's going that far in the game, I want to see more of a storyline from them, not just wake up and you're at the final, So hopefully we'll see that play out more.
Yeah, for sure. So let's just get into the birthday party. So Logan and Michelle, happy birthday. And let's do the damn thing. Let's have a birthday party. So Frank, I know you've been waiting this whole time to talk about it. And let's talk about Devin's leopard undies.
I was a fan. I think with the jacket and the Speedos, I think they just complimented. Who'd he hit in the face when he was stripping and jumping in the pool?
Michelle.
He hit somebody in the face.
On her birthday.
Yeah. I thought I enjoyed the show. Devin, I think he just knows how to put on a show. And I think without Johnny being there, it's really allowing him to like step into that class clown role.
Yeah.
The only thing that would have made his outfit better would be a pair of harem pants, but that's neither here nor there. So,
hey, Devin, I can hook you up.
Yeah, we have a discount code if you're interested. Just let us know. We'll hook you up with some pants. And during this birthday party, we get old Emmanuel. We haven't talked about him any, and this is Mr. Face Tattoos, and he's liking our girl Michelle. So, like, when you're hearing about this, are y'all like, okay, no fucking chance, Emmanuel? Because that's what I'm thinking.
I think he can pull off it. I think he can do whatever he wants. I think the guy has a ton of charisma. He's got the accent.
Like he's straight out of prison.
Very try. I don't know. I think he's awesome. I think he's got that bad boy vibe, but he's good. I think he can do work.
Yeah, I mean, they're complete opposites. Like, I look at Michelle in a way where she like carries herself with a certain demeanor, but hey, like opposites attract. So
opposites attract. So when he's like confessing his love, because he does use that word, I'm like, no chance, Emmanuel. Like, you literally look like you were on death row and you got a pardon. Like, I don't understand.
I think he's the type of person that's super persistent and will just wear her down over time. I'll put money on it.
I'm going to put money on it too, because if you watch the trailer, it's happening. So, spoiler alert, this is going to be a thing.
Well, she even had a confessional where she was like, Game Boy. So
I just thought this was like spliced together and not actually referencing Emmanuel. Like, this really blows my mind. I'm completely shocked.
Yeah. I need Michelle to focus on the game. Like, not your rookie season. Don't fall in love. Like, focus on the game. Guarantee your spot for next season, and then you can fall in love.
Yeah. This is interesting. We'll see what happens. So, also we do get the Casey and Nani hookup. We get this little backstory about Nelson and Smashley, and then also we get Fessy and Amanda. And I think that's the one that we need to focus on here. And like, well, this is surprising.
I thought it was cringy. It was just I don't know. It was weird. I didn't enjoy it.
I think this could kind of be a good pairing. Like, I think Amanda like is gonna be the kind of like beat a bitch up during sex, and Fessy is probably someone that needs that. And so like, I'm kind of here for it. You know, like, she's mean to him, and I think he's digging it.
Yeah, I think so.
I do enjoy her being mean to him. That's entertaining, but I don't know, when he hooks up when he runs his game or what he thinks a game, it's just cringy because he has no game. He's just big and muscular.
He's attractive. Like, personality aside, gameplay aside, Fessy's attractive.
Well, I think sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just hope that Casey like degrades the shit out of him and comes out on the top of this little connection.
Yeah, and I think Amanda's playing a game with him. Like, yeah, maybe like 50% of her wants a piece of it because it's good looking and nice to look at. But the other 50% is thinking, I can manipulate the shit out of this man. So let me get in there before anybody else does.
Yes,
so
I am here for it. Love this. Love this from Amanda's perspective. And while they're having their little smoochy smooch session, Corey is going to catch the lovebirds in progress. And so that's just gonna, I'm sure he ran off and he told old Nelly about it. And Nelson wants to have some words with Fessy. And, this is where we have transitioned straight from the Challenge 36 into the Challenge 37. And we're going to have immediate payoff for Fessy's betrayal last season.
Yeah, but I don't think it's smart gameplay on Nelson. I don't know why he didn't just go in there and be like, listen, bro, it's water under the bridge, da 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 da, until he has the opportunity to take the shot. Because now you're putting Fessy in a position where, okay, if this dude's coming for me now, I'm going to have to retaliate. So he should have just went in there and kind of like tried to squash it, even if it wasn't, talked all his shit in his confessional until he had the opportunity to take the shot. That's what I think would have been smart.
That is what would have been smart, but what you're not giving what you're not factoring in here is that between Nelson and Fessy, they have 18 brain cells. So neither one of them can think onto that strategic level. Nelly can't, Fessy can't. These are not smart people. I'm sorry.
That was actually very generous.
Not strategic. I'm not going to say that they're not smart. They're not strategic.
Yeah.
They're not smart either.
I mean, I don't know. Probably not, but you never know.
And they're the biggest train wrecks in the whole game, so they're really, really not smart.
I love Nelson's comment, though, of like, you lost a friend and you didn't win the money. Like, mic drop, bitch. Because it's true. So, all right. So this brings us to Emmy, the breakout star from the episode, with her blue hair, her accent. I can't understand half of what she's saying. She should definitely never be partnered with CT because I couldn't understand anything CT said either. But yeah, so Emmy is automatically included in Team Survivor, but she's got other plans.
Yeah, she's definitely wanting to be the spy of the season, and I don't think she's being a great spy because she already outed herself deliberation, but she is on my fantasy team, and I'm super excited because she's going to be in hella confessionals. She's going to be bringing drama, fights, chaos, and I can't wait to see it unfold. Yeah,
so she just immediately throws Michaela and Michelle under the bus. Like, hey, I heard them in there. They were making a list of people they can trust, people they can't trust. And Tori and Anissa, y'all's names are at the top of the list of people they can't trust. And just bus, boom, 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 ready to run them over.
Yeah, I get the angle that she was coming from, but to be exposed that soon as someone who has a big mouth and can't hold a secret isn't going to do too well with you. Like, yeah, the vets may scoop you up and use you for a little bit, but they're just going to dispose of you because at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to trust you either. Because how do they know that you're not running back to the rookies and telling them what's going on? So everything I want in a character on TV, I want to see a lot of her. But I don't know if she set herself up too well with that move so far.
No, she definitely can't play in the middle of both sides now. The rookies aren't going to really trust her. I think the vets will use her as long as they possibly can. But I think if a rookie is in the house and they're trying to get in good with the vets and they're in a position of power, they might send her in.
Yeah. It might would have been interesting for her to have held on to this for a little bit of time. Like, oh, hey, this is something I'm going to keep in my back pocket. And, I'm going to bring this out when I need it. And, I'm going to throw Michelle and Michaela under the bus at a certain point in time. But for a while, I'm going to work with Team Survivor. But that's not the road she takes. So.
Yeah, and she could have done it in a way subtler fashion. She could have just told Anissa, like, hey, I'm not trying to out myself, but I saw this list. Tommy can confirm it, and then get Tommy to do the dirty work because he did confirm the list. So she went about it a different way to not get so much blood on her hands.
Yeah. And going into the deliberation, that was already out there. So if I was her, I wouldn't have even said anything at the deliberation. I would have just sat quiet. Everybody already knows about the list. She exposed it. But by going that extra mile, kind of was like, I don't know if I want to trust this chick. But she almost was thrown into the deliberation.
Yeah, very, very close.
Yeah, that was awkward.
I mean, whatever it's called.
Yeah. The layer.
The layer.
Yeah, but okay, Frank, this is where we're gonna get into what is Michaela thinking? Because Boo Boo, you've been down this road before.
Yes, nothing good happens with the list ever.
So let's just take us back. Take us back to Millennials versus Gen X, and
yeah, she's
Michaela's,
using the sticks and the shells. The first time you play reality TV, you're a physical specimen, and people are okay with that because they can see that. But then you show them by using shells in the sand to plan out your strategies, and then writing lists. And even think she would have learned her lesson after those 2 times. But when she was leaving, spoiler, I guess we weren't supposed to talk about that yet, but she's talking about the next list she's gonna do, and I'm like,
no, I mean, I think that is like, that's her being self-deprecating in that final confessional, which I absolutely loved. That she sees her flaw. Like, I cannot believe she let this happen again. But yeah, this is what happened to her first season of Survivor. She showed everyone how strategic she is and how smart she is, where she's, planned out like 3 moves ahead, and she tells people that don't have her best interest at heart. And so what do you do with that information? You vote her out. And yes, this exact same thing happens, and I love that we all thought the same thing, because I put Michaela writing things down. This has gotten her in trouble before. Like, it's the same thing.
It gets everyone in trouble. JT wrote a note in Survivor, dumbest move ever. On Jersey Shore, they wrote the note was
Sammy and Ronnie.
A big problem. Like notes and letters and lists, just pen and paper, reality television, get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at a list as long as you keep it to yourself. Like, write it for your own good and keep it in your pocket. Don't show anyone.
But you don't sit on the bed and write your list either. Like, if you pretend like you're pooping and you write your list in the bathroom behind a closed door, because anybody that sees that list or sees you writing, they're going to go through your things like we see Anissa end up doing, and they are going to try to find what you have written down.
Yep.
Just don't do it. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. And so, yes, during the deliberation, we see Tommy also just get on board. Like, he recognizes this is a sinking ship. So sorry, Michaela, but I am going to jump off because I'm not going down with you.
Yeah, I think he noticed that early on, because even earlier in the episode, he's talking like, I'll vote for this person to prove my loyalty isn't with Survivor.
Yeah, he recognizes that super early and makes the smart decision of this isn't who I'm gonna go down with, because she's not gonna be here. So I might as well unhitch the wagon. Michaela, like, I felt so bad for her because you could hear the emotion in her voice. She was so upset and she was trying her best to control it, and my heart broke for her.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, she's doing the right thing. You want to attack the vets, but the way she went about it just was not smart. And lesson learned. I mean, she didn't learn it the last time, so hopefully it's the second time she'll take it and absorb it.
And so, Tori's intimidating. That had to be scary when Tori just was like, "The fuck, yeah, no, that ain't happening."
Yeah, don't say my name.
You're not gonna slam.
Yeah, I mean, she went after the big dogs. Like, she didn't hold back. Like, I'm going to take that shot at Anissa and Tori. Like, those are the ones I'm coming for. And so.
Yeah. Well, we gave Amanda shit and we gave Ashley shit. Why aren't we giving Tori some shit? She's probably the loosest girl on this season, for sure.
Yeah, we can
sure.
We can go there. Tori is very, very excited to be partnered with Kels. I am like, Tori is single, ready to mingle, and this is her first season since her and Jordan have split up, even though, she had her little thing with Fessy, but that fizzled. So does Tori make it through the season without a hookup?
No.
I think it depends on their performance in the challenges, because she only hooks up with people that are top tier athletes. So if he can perform, he's going to get some.
And he'll perform in other ways then.
He has to perform in all areas.
Yeah, right.
Well-rounded.
Yes. She just can't. She's just can't be like alone. I would love for her to keep her head in the game, actually get to the end and win, and stop worrying about these loser guys that are gonna break your heart or only good for one thing. Like, focus on that money, girl.
Yeah. Yes, like she can do it. She needs to be a challenge champion. And she has it in her and she has the capabilities, but it's just getting over that final hump and not humping. Oh Lord. Okay. So like as this is going on and all of this drama is happening with Emmy and Michaela and Michelle and Tori, I'm like, if the challenge production is not like scratch whatever we had planned, this has got to be a male elimination and only a male elimination. I was shook at the fact that they actually sent 2 people home because I thought there was no way in hell we were seeing a woman leave last night.
Why do you think that?
Because why would you want to get rid of that great entertainment? I would have literally rewritten the whole season, been like, change of plans. We're not sending 2 people home tonight because we cannot lose Michaela. Like, so much entertainment. And I wanted to see this play out over multiple episodes and not have a completion in one.
I think there'll be plenty more drama to unfold to keep you satisfied.
Never enough satisfaction with that. So
did I miss something of where it switched from Michelle to Emmy? From Emmy to Michelle? Did I miss like 5 minutes? I was playing on my phone. Was that discussed and shown? Because I don't remember that part.
So they get to the lair, and this is our little elimination ring, and this is where TJ's plot twist. We don't have to send in a duo, but you can send in an individual male and an individual female. It doesn't matter what team they're from. And so this is where Logan is like, I don't want to send in Emmy. Like, she's my friend. I'm cool with her. And I'm not going to say her name. So they say Corey L's name because that's who they've agreed upon. But instead of throwing Emmy in, Logan goes first and he says Michelle's name, and Anissa follows suit.
But he just switched up. There was no talk about it. There was no conversation. He just switched it up right there, right?
Well, I mean, I'm sure that they talked about it, but they just didn't show it.
Right. Okay. So then
I don't know. Her face looked genuinely surprised. Like, why would I pick Corey L? You're going to do that?
I mean, it's interesting because, I mean, I guess I understand if he has that connection and that friendship with Emmy, but I feel like if he was trying to protect Team Survivor, like, I'm just surprised that he ended up going with a U.S. Survivor player and not somebody else.
Or is he trying to protect Team World? You know what I mean? Like, there's 2 Americans that went into the lair. Maybe he's trying to protect Team World.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not sure his motivations or his thinking exactly, but that's the decision, and we're set up to see, somebody that we were very excited to get the transition from Survivor over to the challenge go out on night 1. Not happy about this.
Yeah.
But so what do you we get this confessional from Michelle where she gives the, double middle fingers, and I didn't realize that those are no longer blurred. So that was a little bit of a plot twist too. I was like, oh, okay, we can do that now.
She's making names
on the challenge.
What'd you say?
I said, is she's the first one to do that on MTV, not blurred?
I don't know. I mean, I just thought that middle fingers got blurred. They do on CBS. So anyways, just a little side note there. But this elimination challenge, back me up. We've not ever quite seen this before. What do y'all think about it?
I enjoyed it. I think it could be, I would like to see it maybe with just 2 people instead of 4. I think 4 was maybe a little bit of a clusterfuck, but I think with 2 people, it's interesting. It's a physical challenge. It's not a physical challenge though. That's going someone's going to get like a broken bone, like hall brawl, but it's still physical.
Well, at the end we saw Ronan, whatever his name is, in a sling. So
yeah, and he said
somebody got
that
hurt.
was fixing to break.
Yeah.
So
I liked it. I would remove the side pieces and maybe make it circular, and you just got to push them off, because I felt like they were using, and it could have been really stagnant for a long time. I'm sure it went a lot longer than we saw it, but it could have been, if you're side to side and up against those posts, you know what I mean? So make it a circular thing, and whoever falls off, falls off.
Yeah, that could have been fun. I agree. I thought it was interesting. You know, and it's interesting because obviously Corey L was the stronger male, but then obviously Michaela was stronger than Michelle, and so you know, it was kind of interesting to see it shake out. But
yeah,
I'm not surprised by the outcome.
No. And I'm just happy to see a good LGBTQ representation that is actually strong and can compete with everybody else. Finally, MTV, thank you for putting somebody in there that represents and actually has a fighting chance. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, he's impressive. So we'll see what he's able to do as the season goes on.
What did they say? He had the fanny pack and the purse and the backpack.
Forget Johnny Banana's backpack. He was a knapsack, backpack, and a fanny pack. And just yes, that was amazing. I love that. And so we kind of have a new Johnny Banana's backpack because Corey L drug 3 whole people. Like he single-handedly won that. Michelle didn't do anything to contribute. That man drug 3 people across and off the edge.
Love to see it.
Love to see it. It was great. So as the winners, they get to decide, do they want to stay together now as a duo? And Michelle and Coriel are now a team. Do they want to go back with their original partners, or do they want to infiltrate any team out there? So let's say y'all are in the male role. Are you trying to stay with Michelle, or are you trying to switch it up? And what female would you have decided to infiltrate?
Who would I have infiltrated? I don't know who I would have infiltrated, but I do know if I was Devin, I would have done the exact same thing. I loved how he was like, yeah. He's giving those hand signals. I loved it. It was amazing. And then he's like, oh, #1 draft pick. I don't know who I would have picked out, but I definitely would have been like trying to get them to pick me. The popularity thing's a fun win.
Yeah, I think
surprised, Frank.
yeah, I'm not surprised either. But I mean, I don't think that I would have been like, oh, Michelle, pick me, because like she's already been involved in this drama, and it's probably not, she's not going to be able to easily get this target off of her back. And yes, you can get sent in individually, but you might also get sent in as a duo. So I don't think that is who I would have wanted to have been my partner.
I mean,
I think Coriel.
Go ahead.
I think Coriel made the good choice of picking Tori, right? That's a solid choice. I also look at it like this, like, okay, me and Michelle have worked together in this challenge. So now there's some kind of relationship there. Do I necessarily need to be her partner to continue that relationship? No. So why not pick somebody else and pick up another vote if you ever need it, right? Yeah. So I think he made a good call. I agree. I don't know why Devin did that, though. I mean, to be with Michelle after she just went through all that drama is not the best option. But again, you said it, he can go in individually. So I mean,
we'll see what ends up happening with it. But also another plot twist, Nom. Where the hell did Nom go? So we get the one confessional from Nom where he wants to buy a house for his mom. And Nom is like such a good, wholesome person. And we don't see anything from Nom this episode. And TJ's like, hey, y'all, in case you didn't notice, Nom isn't here. And he's been deactivated, and we've brought in a replacement, old Ed from The Circle. Did y'all watch The Circle?
I did, yes.
So Ed was fine on The Circle. I mean, he's pretty.
I enjoyed how you could tell how genuinely excited he was to be there. This is like he has watched the challenge on TV, and now he's living a dream. I enjoyed watching that unfold.
Yeah. So we're going to go a little bit into spoilers here. So if you don't want to know spoilers, probably best to hop off. But we're going to talk a little bit about what is happening for real, because I've got some questions. As we all know, hopefully, production was shut down because of a positive COVID case. So assuming that was Nom, somebody else is going to be brought into the game at another point too. And that person is Amber B. And I don't exactly know when she's brought in, because I thought that Ed and Amber were brought in at the same time after, like, the COVID shutdown happened, and then Amber B and Ed were brought in when they went back into production. But obviously we didn't see Amber B last night, so I don't know when she's going to come. And so I'm just confused, and I don't know if y'all know what happened, but like, was there already an elimination? Because we also didn't see much about Big T. And from what I remember of reading spoilers, Big T was eliminated and then they brought her back after the COVID shutdown. So, like, I'm just confused by the timeline. Like, are we going to see the COVID shutdown, or are we just going to pretend that it didn't happen? What do y'all think?
I think production will probably want to pretend it didn't happen. I don't think they even want to say that word. I don't even know if we should say that word.
Yeah,
just like everyone wants to just not pretend like it's a thing anymore.
Yeah, I don't think they'll mention it.
Yeah, so I mean, are they just like, so I mean, did the beginning of the season and the first elimination just get scrapped? Because I'm almost positive that Big T got eliminated and then came back. But then when's Amber B coming? I'm so confused.
Well, if we're talking about spoilers,
Amber B's coming,
don't people get removed for fighting? So maybe that's when the numbers will match up and we'll get somebody coming in.
Maybe. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I thought that they came in at the same time. And so I don't know.
We shall see.
TBD. So anyways, Ed comes in just to finish up. Ed comes in. Him and Emmy are partnered. Corey and Tori, Michelle and Devin, and Kels and Tracy. Tracy, don't know you at all, boo-boo. Couldn't pick you out of a crowd. Have no idea who you are, but good luck to you.
She's just as popular as Patricia.
Yes. All right. So, and that is the conclusion of our first episode. I thought it was a really good premiere. We had lots of action happening, hookups, fights, good elimination, good strategy, all around great premiere episode, in my opinion.
I concur.
I'm looking forward.
Yeah, I'm always looking forward to it. So, you know, they can't do much wrong, in my opinion.
I just need Josh to pop off a little. He's in the fan, spent a lot of money on him, so I need him to cause some drama. And we didn't talk about CT. He looks a lot more physically fit than he has the past few seasons. In the face and everywhere, you can see he's just back in prime mode.
CT was not much of a factor in this episode. You know, I'm sure that his time's going to come as the season goes on. There's a lot of people to try to get confessionals from, and this episode definitely centered around the Survivor girls, and I'm not mad at it. But then, you know, the one that surprised me that I didn't feel like was really involved in any of this, but got quite a bit of screen time, was Priscilla. So what do y'all think about that? What's Priscilla gonna do?
She's pretty. I mean, I don't know what she's capable of, but I will say, don't sleep on those Nigerian girls. They look like they can compete. Yeah. You know, when she was keeping up with Fessy in that run, I was like, all right, girl, you're here to play. So I'm keeping my eye on them. And I really like the one in the circus. She's another one that I got my eye on.
Yep, I had that written down. What's
CT's partner?
Bernan. Yeah, Bernan or something like that.
Yeah.
She is on my fantasy. Yeah, that's one of my rookies on my fantasy teams, on both of them. I think she'll be good.
Yeah, I think that the girls are very, very interesting, way more interesting than the new blood males. Um, there's a couple males that are a little bit interesting: Huey, Coriel, Logan, but then the rest of them, they just kind of fell flat for me. So we'll see what happens with them. But lots of the females look very, very impressive.
You didn't love Gabo?
Nope, Gabo. I think you're probably going to be a one and done popcorn.
What about that chick's laugh from the premiere episode? Did you hear that? Bettina, I think her name is. Did you hear her laugh when she was in the limo?
No, what? When?
It was in the preview episode.
Oh, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the preview
yeah.
episode. I'm just behind in life. Like, I'm trying to stay, like, we talk about that we run drafts. And so
Right.
we've got the Big Brother draft going. We have our challenge draft going, and then just life. And so I've just been trying to keep my head above water. And so I didn't get to watch the preview episode. I was going to try to get on it this week. But no, I didn't get to hear her laugh.
I hope we get a confessional of that laugh because you'd enjoy it, I think.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see. So, any other thoughts, y'all?
I'm excited for the next episode. Well, I guess we'll get together in as well. Hopefully soon, our very own Patricia will be able to join us.
Yes, yeah. For anyone wondering, we have not cut ties with Trisha. She also just has a lot going on in her life with work and personal things. And so hopefully in the next couple weeks, she's able to join us and you're going to finally get all four the fans here. And so that will be a great day to celebrate, and hopefully it'll be coming sooner than later. And in the meantime, you can follow us at RealiTEA_TK. That's RealiTEA_TK on Instagram and Twitter. And, mostly tweeting out about Big Brother and the challenge, and Survivor's right around the corner too. So there's going to be lots of stuff that you may want to, be following us for. So, Frank, Michael, is there anything y'all want to plug?
Just if you're fans, use the promo code RealFoot and get yourself a nice pair. They're the most comfortable thing ever made.
Hey, yeah, on that same note, RealFoot Season 10 is casting. If anybody's out there, feel free to hit up Frank or myself. Thank you guys for having me. I promise I'll have better lighting. I'm in traveling. I'm in Orlando. I don't have my setup, but this has been really fun, and I'm really excited for the rest of the season.
Yeah, we're so glad to have you, Michael. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. So we will see you guys next week. Bye, y'all.